Let the freezing rain soak us to the skin. Let the cold wind blow us away like a twig while we listen to the neighing of wild horses running over the soft moss. Let's watch the puffins on the steep cliffs above the black beaches that are hit by the mighty Atlantic. Let me take you fishing with humpback whales and seals. Let me show you the magma that comes out of the earth and makes mountains, the ice that floats in the sea, the inhospitable wind that forces you to fight, and the land that has almost no forest. Let's remember together those who first inhabited this inhospitable island. Like Vikings, let's walk, eat, and explore.
You know, first time is always first time. Nothing compares with the first time. It's midnight and 30 minutes. And look, it's still day. I'm so far on the north. And it's my first time in this beautiful country. So far that I see, I didn't see much. I just came. It's a beautiful country. Very interesting.
My first morning in Iceland. It's sunny day. Cloudy sunny. It's gonna be fun. Let's check it out to this country. No rush hour. Not too many cars. It's June, but temperature is like chilly, not too cold. I like it. Iceland is definitely the windiest country I ever been.
I got exactly what I expected. Beautiful, clean nature, clear streams and rivers, dangerous ocean, bare mountains and harsh wilderness, and constant wind that makes you feel alive.
I'm a ninja game. It's like minus one or 0 degrees. Strong wind, like you can see, and I'm enjoying it. You know, what I saw so far, it's amazing. Everything I saw is amazing. Simply cruel, harsh nature. I love it. So I can imagine in these couple of months or more that I'm gonna spend here, what kind of beautiful things I'm gonna see, and I'm gonna film it for you guys. This was a good call. This was a real good call to come here, especially in this time of year. I love it. I love it. The country is amazing. This is June in Iceland. Can you imagine? Almost July. Middle of the summer. The hottest part of the year. Look at it. It's windy, it's stormy, it's like 4 degrees of temperature. Because of that, I like to be here.
Det är frostkallt som stjärnor på himmelen. Vi seiler inn gjennom stormene der alt er glemt. Lyden av bølger synger historie fra fortidens skjul. Folk som kjemper for sitt herredømme og frihetens spill. Jakter av stein, men vi reiser oss igjen som fjellets kraft. Lyset fra månen gir oss håp i natten vi går.
The Icelandic horse is a thoroughbred horse that originated in Iceland. Although it is small in stature, it is an incredibly strong and muscular horse with thick hair that is resistant to the terrible weather conditions that are on this island throughout the year.
Very famous Icelandic breed of horses. Getting more and more popular. Very muscular, short and hairy horse. They are on an open field even in the winter time when everything covered in the snow. Beautiful, beautiful animal. Georgia.
The horse is so sacred to this people that the government does not allow the import of horses from other countries, and if their horses leave the country they are not allowed to return. This is the only Icelandic horse breed and is very popular in Iceland and also internationally. There are large farms in Europe and North America. In Iceland, it is still used for the traditional work of gathering sheep, but also for heavy work, exhibitions and horse races.
I am not an expert on horses. I can only say whether I like them or not. Although they are very short, and I'm not sure if my feet touched the ground when I was riding them. I really like this breed because of the strong, muscular build and a funny hairstyle.
Horses were introduced in the so-called Viking times. Writings say that horses actually came from Ireland and Scotland, and in Iceland it was formed into the race that it is today.
vinden roper fra de dype fjordene. Vi synger i natt. For vi er krigere av gamle tider, og styrker at vi tar. For vi er krigere av gamle tider, og styrke er alltid klart.
There are farmers who deal with this type, and they are very similar to North American cowboys. They ride their horses around the cattle in the corrals and wear saziras on their heads.
Vi seiler inn gjennom stormene der alt er glemt. Lyden av bølger synger historier fra fortidens skjul. Folk som kjemper for sitt herredømme og frihetens spill.
I know one thing. Being in a place like this with those beautiful animals is a blessing that I will never forget.
Blue Lagoon.
The Blue Lagoon is a renowned geothermal spa in Iceland, famous for its milky blue, mineral-rich waters. It's located on the Reykjavik Peninsula near Grindavik and is a popular tourist destination, known for its unique geothermal seawater and skin-healing properties. Lagoon is a man-made geothermal spa created by runoff from a nearby geothermal power plant. It's not seawater, but a mix of fresh and salt water drawn from deep underground. The lagoon's distinctive blue color comes from silica particles that scatter sunlight.
In the center of Blue Lagoon. This experience is amazing. I highly recommend it. Very nice. Now I'm heading to the quiet zone over there. Check it out. You can see the lifeguard on the bridge. And it is very interesting. I think this is the only place on the planet that you can see actually the fully dressed lifeguards. It's not like from the Baywatch series, you know, in the swimming suits. They're fully dressed because it's cold, and they are working even during the whole year, even the winter time. Winter is hard here, so this is the unique lifeguard experience, and they are very good. They are very good, very professional. Now I am in the quiet zone. For me, the best part of the lagoon. Beautiful, calm. You can see it's a lot of fog because of the difference between the water temperature and air temperature, and there's a lot of moisture in air. So today is a cloudy day. Normally on cloudy days it's like this. During the sunny days you cannot see the fog above the water, but I prefer to see fog. It's more romantic, more beautiful for me. This is great thing. This is a sauna. They have sauna, they have steam bath, steam cave, they have cold plunge, they have a bunch of interesting things over there. They have a massage area, floating massage. Over there they have a bar where you can drink. Over there you can put the mask, the healthy mask on your face, and yeah, it's very, very good, very interesting, unique experience. In Icelandic culture, they really like to be in hot baths. So if you're on Iceland, don't miss it.
People from all over the world come here to bathe in this unique water that is a cure for the skin. The Blue Lagoon is included in the 25 Wonders of the World, which is additionally interesting for visitors. You can spend the whole day there, drinking at the water bar, putting healing masks on your face, enjoying a massage, a steam bath, a sauna under the watchful eye of professional lifeguards. Icelandic food is unique.
It's 9 o'clock p.m. Look at outside. It's still beautiful and sunny, but it's very, very cold. And right now, because I always like to represent the local food, and in this video it's gonna be the same. You see, iskiskir. It's a milk product. Look at this. Very tasty. Some kind of very stiff yogurt, but it's very good. The original Icelandic skyr recipe.
Like you can see, I don't have a 5-star accommodation, but I'm happy. I have sushi, I have sea view, and I'm in Iceland. So, if you know what I mean, those are reasons to be happy. And I am happy. I have wasabi, I have soya sauce, and I have sushi. Let's try Icelandic sushi. And it's and Hebrew. What can I say? I'm extremely rich. This is how it looks like my free day, my day off. Sushi on the shore of North Atlantic Ocean. I'm a happy guy. I used to have one GoPro, but this is better.
Icelanders are descendants of Vikings, so of course their food is automatically special. There's everything from lamb heads, testicles, entrails, and more. Of course, they eat a lot of fish, the most common fish being cod and salmon. Although I'm quite spoiled when it comes to fish because I was born and raised on the Adriatic Sea, I have to say that Icelandic fish suits me. There's no fish that olive oil can't fix. However, to experience the original taste, you have to go to a farm or restaurant that offers traditional food, which is what I did at the Loki restaurant in downtown Reykjavik.
This is fermented shark. Very disgusting.
You can feel it ammoniac. And I will try it. They say it's a weird taste. Actually, it's not bad. You want to try it? It's not bad at all. Nemamo peru neki. This is dry fish. Dry fish. You can eat it with potato, with butter, and I will try it now with butter. Let me try. Taste, it's good. Now fish puree with Icelandic bread. This is very good.
就是很像酒吧，就是把它买到那个地下那种酒，像酒窑，就把肉吊在那边，然后
The next is
买的地方上头小面，然后
trout fish, steamed trout fish on the traditional bread. Very tasty. And last meal, last thing that we're gonna try is a flat bread with smoked lamb. Actually, this is very good. After traditional Icelandic food, now I'm gonna try traditional Icelandic hot dog.
It's all sort of the same color. Yeah. And I said, you know, there's 3 different ones.
Too good to be true. I'm in Grindavik. Like you can see, I have beautiful Icelandic weather. This town was very nice to live in, but a couple years ago it was a big volcanic eruption and huge earthquake. So this whole town was evacuated. Since then, almost nobody lives here. That is the price to live close to the volcano. So I'm gonna film it. They rebuild it, a lot of that damage, but I will try to film it just a little bit, that you can see the power of the nature. This was a restaurant, the good one. Hey, look at him.
is like almost upside down. And over here you can see the road. See, the road was in this level, but it went down. Over there you can see the old Viking settlements. They are not destroyed, but the modern stuff are destroyed. Ghost town, Grindavik. Now it's a ghost town. Look at this building, beautiful modern building, empty. Here it was house that burned totally. The lava came from that direction. See over there, the new black lava came all the way here and started burning houses. It was very bad for the people in this beautiful and quiet town. Now it's a ghost town. I cannot come any closer. I will try. Over there, you see, and over here, those are volcanic eruptions. See? So from there, lava slowly start eating the town. See this black stuff? That's a new lava. See, funny thing is, when I'm standing right now, this is old lava, and the black one here in front of us, it's new lava. Amazing force of the nature. Look at this texture. Crazy. Crazy.
Iceland is a large volcano in the middle of the ocean. It is completely normal here for the earth to shake and for volcanoes to spew lava to the surface. People have learned to live with volcanoes and not be afraid of this terrible force of nature.
Can you hear that cracking sound? It's scary. I can only imagine the power, the force of the nature. Right now I'm standing on the lava rock, which is very fragile, very sharp. Can you imagine when it was in liquid state, slowly moving in front of you or in your direction, which is more scary? Crazy. Nature is amazing. The mysteries of Earth, what is below. Look at the sound. Listen to that sound. Crazy stuff. Crazy. Looks like from the other planet. Amazing. A 100% evacuation. Ghost city, ghost town. What a shame. Look at the house, for example. Beautiful house. Nobody lives in. Beautiful neighborhood, very quiet. Nobody.
Grindavik is a small town that now bears the name of Lava Town. It was completely evacuated and is now a ghost town. Due to the threat of the volcano, the authorities have moved people out of it.
Town's harbor. It was under the impact of heavy earthquakes. I will show it to you right now. Can you see this road? It's
because here went down. Look at the Molekon. Look how low it is. It was 1 meter or 2 meters higher. Look at now. Small waves going under. Above. Small waves covered. Look at this, it's crazy. Crazy. I never see something like this in my life. Look at this. See? It went under. During the earthquake, all this 2 meters down. Crazy. You can see here, everything went down. Everything went down. Fah!
I was lucky enough to be here during a volcanic eruption. I was surprised by the locals who didn't get the slightest bit excited as they drove up to the crater with lava spewing out. To them, it was like watching the waves of the ocean for me. A beautiful natural activity, nothing more and nothing less.
I'm not sure if you can see over there behind me is an active volcano. We had a eruption here a couple months ago, and now again. It's mid of July, and the scientists predict it's gonna be in September, but you never know with volcanoes. Over there is a crater. It was a flat a couple days ago, and right now is a mountain. So it's gonna. There are two of them, you see. But lava, you can see lava, coming out. Amazing.
I have experience with volcanoes in Asia, Oceania, and I even lived at the foot of the Turrialba volcano in Costa Rica. However, here in Iceland, it seems to me as if the whole island is one big volcano, especially this Reykjavik peninsula. It doesn't look like a classic volcano, a big mountain with a snowy peak. Here the whole area is a volcano, flattened, and you never know when a mountain will grow out of which lava will gush. Being next to lava, feeling its heat and watching its terrifying power is a special feeling. Although it is something spectacular for us who are not used to such terrestrial activity, it is very normal for the local people. However, thousands of foreign tourists come to Iceland during eruptions just to witness this miracle of nature. It's all very interesting to me, walking on old lava that hides elves and trolls, admiring those lava fields that are covered with moss. These are landscapes that you cannot find anywhere. Being in nature in a place like this, looking at the cloudy sky and letting yourself go, that's the purpose of existence.
like you can see, this is a living proof how lava is the road. Lava is unstoppable thing. When it's close to the crater, when it's coming out on the surface, it's horrifying liquid death. Destroys everything on its path. But when come on the distance, far away from the crater, becomes like a black red pudding that goes, that moves very slowly and eats everything. Luckily stopped here on the last eruption. But can you imagine force of that? Nothing can stop lava. Here you can see the lava wall, I mean protection wall from the lava. They build it to protect the city on the other side, the town on the other side, Grindavik. You see the lava stop here and then build it. It's like a Chinese wall. It's like 15 meters high, and they are hoping the next huge eruption will stop on this wall. You see, I'm inside the wall, so on this side I'm protected. Maybe yes, maybe no. What if the next eruption will be inside this wall? You never know with the volcano, you know. One day is here, the other day is here. The lava makes its own way. And this is the best part of volcano, unpredictable. They are very unpredictable.
I confirmed one thing. Let's respect nature.
Underneath the northern lights, stairs unrolled from rolling waves, stories told of ancient flames, hearts brave through dark caves. With every chant,
I'm going with this boat to the sea.
The owner of the apartment where I live invited me to go with him and his two sons to the sea. I wasn't expecting anything but an adventure on the North Atlantic, and I happily agreed.
Yeah, we are almost ready. We will try to catch some fish. Bacalao, they call them cod.
However, I will never forget this trip to the sea. While you are chasing the burning blue, the cold wind hits you so hard that you feel as if a knife is cutting you. I thought that these people here must be resistant to the cold. Now it's the middle of summer, and I can imagine what it's like to go out to sea during the winter period. I realized that we are actually going fishing. We are going to catch cod. When I thought it couldn't get any better, the captain shouted in a visibly good mood, "Whales! Whales are ahead of us!"
Looks like we find a whale. Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, it's a whale. Yeah, I saw it. Ooh, wow. It's a humpback, huh? Humpback wave. Humpback wave. Beautiful.
When you see a wild animal, you are overwhelmed by feelings of kindness. Seeing a free whale in the ocean is something you have to pass on to others.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, two of them. Look at them in front. Boys. It's over there. Look. Wow. Coming this way.
When you see a crazy gathering of seagulls, you know that a whale will appear there. It will emerge 3 times to take a deep breath and disappear under the surface again.
Wow.
This was my first encounter with humpback whales in my life. Being so close to them filled my heart. It got better and better as the whales got closer to us. At one point, they were even under the boat. We had crazy luck. Several humpback whales were feeding around our little boat and under it. Everything was full of life. Whales, fish, seagulls, puffins, even a seal appeared.
Might be here.
Yeah. It was very close.
Yeah.
Look at it, look at it. Very close. It's in front of us. Look. Yeah, it's coming up.
Only nature can awaken the child in you. I felt incredible as I waited for the whales to emerge, watched the birds flying around us, enjoyed the beautiful weather and the sea waves. This was a special moment. We were preparing for fishing. The sonar was in the ocean. The hooks were ready. But we were in no hurry because we were still enjoying the company of gentle giants.
Very close, look at it.
The harmony of those movements, elegant emergence and immersion, seeing that huge tail sliding under the surface simply leaves you speechless, and you ask yourself, This is one of the largest mammals on Earth. How is it possible that it is so quiet?
That was cool. This is a good luck.
Nej, fugl. Nej, selur. Wow.
When you are in their company, you feel small, contrite, and responsible for their life. Such a large animal with such a soft and good-natured nature is an incredible sight. Waiting for their emergence is so relaxing that you can never get bored.
Sure, this. And who cast I see?
Oh, you don't eat it?
No, not this one.
No, bad taste.
Handle.
I haven't really tasted.
It was the turn for fishing. The host caught the first fish and threw it into the sea. He only likes to fish for cod. We agreed that everything we catch that he doesn't like goes home with me. That's how it was. I returned home with about 30 kilos of fresh fish. It was a feast for me and my friends. Everything I catch must be eaten. That is my personal law.
It's a cut, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, it's one cut.
Oh.
That's it for today. We have 2 or 3 cuts and we have like 5 different or 4 different types of fish here. Very good catch. It's very easy to catch fish here. It's easier than the Indonesian coast or Colombia.
On the way back, we saw a lot of puffins, which I simply adore. We were surrounded by the beautiful colors of the sun, which never sets at this time of the year. Ice Cube rap song, "Today Was a Good Day," was going through my head on the way back to the shore.
I feel a bone here.
You
I
just
do it
want to fill it.
Yeah, I take the fillet, but
Looking for worms, huh?
yeah, and you cannot see anything in here. You have some bone here because I was
cut the bone, yeah.
Too much like this. But you can also take like this one here. But of course you could also just like cut off the head. Put them here. Cut them open.
We Dalmatians clean fish differently than Icelanders. We don't cut off the head and tail like they do. We just take out the entrails and gills. Here I learned how Icelanders clean fish and cleaned about 40 kilograms of fish. My hands smelled of fresh blood and fish flesh. I fed a lot of seagulls that simply form around you. They behave the same as those in my homeland, the Dalmatian coast.
It's also it's much more easy.
Yeah.
I have a full bucket of fresh fish. Good catch today. And it's like 11 o'clock in PM. Look at the sun.
with every chant the fire glows.
The day was over and I could sleep contentedly during the sunny night. No one has ever seen them, but they believe they exist. They even have a negotiator, or expert, to negotiate with them. Only a small percentage of Icelanders firmly reject their existence. They are called the hidden people, and they are part of the specificity of this island. When you build something on their territory, you can expect your machines to not work. That's what happened on various construction sites. What do they look like? Do they have bodies or are they just energy beings? Do they love people? Where do they live? In holes, volcanoes, mountains, or in forests? Maybe they are everywhere, around us and with us. Elves, mythological beings that are a reality here. I talk to the locals. They say they exist, that they sometimes cause headaches with their little pranks. I will show you a place in Kopavogur where they had a hand in building a road.
I'm on the top of the elf's house.
You can see this street goes and bends a little bit here because they didn't want to originally cross this little hill because of the elves. They say that 3 elves lives there, 2 of them are young and 1 old elf, and they made this roundabout around, not through the hill. And that's a normal thing here in Iceland.
You know, the strong, it's not a religion, but it's a belief. In Iceland, they believe in trolls and elves and dwarves. Behind me is a famous spot. Behind me is Alfol. It's a little hill, which is very important here in this city, in this town. Because years ago, they tried to build a road, and that road originally planned was going across this little hill. But when they start to do, first the funding in the bank disappeared. They say 3 elves did that, 1 old and 2 young elves. After that, all equipment like bulldozers and stuff like that, and the drilling machine, and everything was broke and couldn't start doing. When they start drilling the rock, the drill machine ended, broken. So they say, okay, we upset the elves, we cannot do it here. And one guy bought this land. He wanted to build some kind of house here, and suddenly he changed his mind, because he said, okay, I don't like it anymore. I'm not gonna build anything in there. So this address here, nobody can build anything, because it belongs to 3 elves. They live here. So could be legend, could be beliefs, could be crap, maybe anything. But the thing is, this hill is still here. No houses, no road, no nothing. Everything bends around, and the elves still living here. So this is a cool story, right? Hopefully I'm not gonna disturb. So with all due respect, I'm leaving. Okay, my dear folks, now it's the time to represent this beautiful country side by side. We go west, we go north, we go south, we go east, and we go in the center of the country. So stay tuned, watch, keep watching, and enjoy in the beautiful sceneries and facts about this extraordinary country.
West, Earth. This part of the island is guarded by a mythical bull. The west of Iceland is symbolized by land, one of the key elements that is realistically missing on the island. We are talking about fertile and arable land. Iceland has almost no forests. You can hardly see plantations and food fields like in other countries. Iceland is a wild nature guarded by a mythical bull. This is its beauty and uniqueness, but also the necessary adaptability for them to survive.
This is the place where they drowned the woman, criminal woman. They drowned them in this lake. It's a beautiful place to end life. I gotta admit it. Only thing that I miss when I'm at home is this. Sea. This is very interesting to see. You know, the grass, the ground grass and the seaweed, they're fighting each other because of the low tide and high tide. Look at this. Over there is the sea. This is a frontier between ground and waterline. And here you can see the two types of the weed. The earthweed and the seaweed fighting each other. Crazy, huh? Nature is crazy. Like you can see behind me, it's very low tide. The last couple of days, the orcas showing up everywhere. So I'm in this bay just in case to see orca.
The majority of the population lives in the west of the country, or more precisely, in the southwest. About 65% of them live in this part because it is also where the capital Reykjavik is located. Although most people live here, this part of the island is clean and unpolluted. We are talking about 65% of the population, about 400,000. It is still too few people to do significant damage to nature. Let's also add that the locals are very aware of nature conservation. It is a real pleasure to see how man and nature live in harmony.
North Atlantic Ocean, nameless beach, beach without name, black sand, a lot of seabirds around, seagulls, puffins, and other species. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm living my dream. I'm living my dream. I'm living my dream. I really don't know the name of this beach. I really don't know where I am. But I know one thing that makes me very happy. First time in my life I saw the puffins, wild puffins. I'm on the bridge between North America and Europe. You are in North America now, and those people are in Europe. America, Europe.
Geologically, West Iceland is one of the most diverse regions in the country. Its natural wonders provide an almost complete sample of all that Iceland has to offer, from volcanoes and magnificent waterfalls to diverse flora and fauna, which is why it is affectionately called Iceland in miniature. The region also boasts a number of outstanding historical sites, and the short distances between popular destinations help tourists enjoy the area in a pleasant way at any time of the year. Through its spectacular scenery and proximity to Reykjavik in western Iceland, the region is an excellent first stop for people traveling outside the capital, and some of the West's natural and cultural sites can even be reached on day trips from the capital, although much of the delights of accommodation and other services make for an inviting stay within the region itself.
I'm here 1 month and a half, and this is the first time that we have weather like this, and it's beautiful. beautiful. You know, short sleeves, very early in the morning, no wind, nice summer temperature. Summer for them. For us it's still low, but it's like 10 degrees already or more, maybe 14. And I think in the middle of the day it's gonna be 20. I'm gonna enjoy this day, and supposedly it's gonna be all week like this. Perfect. I'm gonna swim in the ocean and everything. 2 days in a row, weather like this. Unbelievable. Woo! 2 days we have summertime. Believe me or not, we are still in Iceland. Look at the weather. This is too Icelandic summer. Sometimes. 20th of July, and locals saying this is the warmest summer in a long time. 20th of July. Look. You know, I'm encouraging myself. I can be a Viking in many things, but one of those I cannot. It's a cold water. I'm born in the Dalmatian coast on the Adriatic Sea, and I live in Colombia, a tropical country, so Mediterranean and tropical. And now I'm in the North Cap almost, in the Northern Atlantic, and I wanna jump into the sea. And I'm not a Viking, but I wanna be just a little bit. I'm gonna try. So if it's my last message, sorry. Feels good, but you know, the water temperature, the ocean temperature is like maximum 6 degrees. Oof, you feel pain in your body. I heard about Wim Hof and his methods, but this is crazy. But I'm proud of myself. I was 1 second of Viking. Water. And look at those buildings. First line by the sea. Look at the balconies. Huge. I can imagine the apartments here are very, very expensive. But look at the view. You know, all those things you need to pay. Luxury, yes. Beautiful, yes. Expensive, normally, yes. You know, this town or small city, Kopovogar, they consider like independent town, but in the same time part of the Reykjavik, which is capital of the state. Many people thinks that only rich people lives here in Kopovogar. I'm not rich, I'm not close to the rich. Maybe I am, but I still don't know. But I live here. Not in this kind of apartments, no way. But I live by the sea. The same.
Reykjavik is Iceland's charming and vibrant capital, brimming with artifacts, historical buildings, and fun activities that give you deeper insight into the country's culture, history, nature, and language. While some of what the city has to offer is obvious, plenty of things in Reykjavik are hidden in plain sight. I entered it along the coast from the Kópavogur side, passed by a futuristic building that I later found out was an opera house. As I look at this stylized Viking barge, I can't help but think, how is it possible that the descendants of fierce warriors have changed so much? I personally would like Reykjavik to still be a barbarian village, where Vikings walk around with war helmets, axes, swords, and shields, to drink mead and go on expeditions. However, time passes and everything changes, so this city has grown into a cultural center where differences are respected. Nearly 390,000 people live in Iceland, and to many visitors' surprise, about 64% of the country's population, 246,770, resides in the Reykjavik capital area. While you'll find a mix of tourists and residents in the center of downtown, most people who live in the capital region reside in suburbs nearby. The capital area is the center of Iceland's cultural, economic, and governmental activity, which most likely explains why the area is so heavily populated compared to the rest of the country. Additionally, almost every tourist that visits the country passes through Reykjavik or stays overnight. There are numerous restaurants, museums, music venues, historical sites, spas, pools, and accommodations in Reykjavik. For such a small city, there's a large variety of things to do and see for people of all ages. The city surprised me a lot, in a positive way. If I had to describe him in one word, he would say that he is beautiful. A mixture of modern and traditional buildings. The center is full of life, and yet there are no classic traffic jams and collapses. It is full of water, the ocean on one side and lakes and rivers all around. It is very clean and tidy with polite people you meet on the street. Locals and tourists, everyone is somehow in peace and tranquility.
Very famous street in Reykjavik, equal to everybody, they say so.
The Rainbow Street in the very center shows exactly how important tolerance is in this country and its capital. As you walk along it, you go towards the monument to the Viking warrior that stands proudly in front of the large modern church. In one place, you see gay culture together with the warrior past and present religion. I must admit that I was surprised again. The construction of this church was inspired by the natural rock formations that you can find in Iceland. The Deslate Broadhood by very mystical natural forms, for which science claims one thing, but people know another. Leifur Eriksson, Viking warrior and adventurer who first discovered America. His statue is interesting because he holds a crucifix in his left hand and an axe in his right. He rejected the old Viking beliefs, accepted Christianity, and went across the Atlantic in search of new conquests. The Vikings were not interested in the new land because they had nothing to loot, so they left it. We all know who allegedly later discovered America, but that is not the current topic.
Hallgrímskirkja Church.
There is a very interesting statue of the Viking Ericsson. He was the first one who discovered the United States of America. And in the left hand he holds the cross, the symbol of Christianity, and in the right X. So it's like fight and fate.
What disappointed me a little is that there is too little Viking energy in the city itself. They have such an interesting history, but they seem to be ashamed of it. That's the impression I got. I know the Vikings killed, robbed, raped, kidnapped, and enslaved, and that is not something they should be proud of. But other so-called civilized civilizations also did worse things, so they proudly point that out. Anyway, on the streets of Reykjavik, you can see more transvestites than people who look like Vikings. If I were the mayor of this city, he would exude Viking symbols and energy. Reykjavik was designated a UNESCO City of Literature in 2011, recognizing the city's rich literary heritage and abundance of literary treasures. It was the first non-native English-speaking city to receive this prestigious designation, and the fifth in the world to have this title. Icelandic medieval literature ranks among the world's most important and culturally significant works, and Reykjavik is home to some of the original manuscripts of the Icelandic sagas.
You know, this house here on the shore of Reykjavik Bay, it's very unique and very important because the Cold War between the United States and Russia, Soviet Union, the ceasefire, I mean the end of the Cold War, was signed here in this house. Two presidents met here and signed the paper to end the Cold War. President Gorbachev and President Ronald Reagan.
Who would have thought that the Cold War would end right here in the Smoky Bay? What does Reykjavik mean when translated into English? Did that war ever end?
What I really like is, you know, history of Vikings and all that stuff about Vikings. It's not good to admire the warriors because of the war and killing and raping and everything. You know, they did horrible things. But you know that there is something in Viking stuff, something really strong. And I'm here in front of the Viking Museum saga.
So much about this beautiful and unique city. Let's continue the story about something that is much more interesting to me personally.
This is the Kermafos nearby Reykjavik.
Water is the wealth of the entire island. You constantly encounter clear streams, lakes, and rivers that cut through the land, giving it life and food. Let me show you just some of the beauties of the Western waters.
Helgufoss, one of the only one of thousands waterfalls that we can find in Iceland. Helgufoss, beautiful one, check it out.
This was the first waterfall I visited in the wilderness of this country. It was very difficult to decide which one I would actually go see first. You drive to it, and walk through beautiful landscapes. He cuts it between the bare hills. The clarity of its water and its song simply hypnotize you, so that it is very difficult to leave this place. In my country, there is an expression that says, "One is like no one." Of course, I continued to look for other waterfalls, as many as there are here. It would take several lifetimes to find and see them all. I greeted the Icelandic cowboys and continued hiking towards a waterfall that has a reputation for great beauty. In fact, all waterfalls have that reputation. I have never encountered a waterfall that wasn't beautiful. The creator is incapable of making something like that.
You know, one thing is for sure. Every waterfall on our planet is more beautiful from the frog perspective, from the lower point, than from the upper point. Every waterfall on this world is more beautiful.
We gathered on shores where the cold winds blow, under the stars let the ancient tales flow, with the sound of the drum setting hearts alight. The whispers of ancestors guide us through the night. The bond of our kin, it forever remains.
This one is located in Thingvellir National Park. It flows down a valley and falls into a natural fissure in the ground, through which the river continues its journey all the way to a large lake nearby.
Our ancestors guide us through valleys and peaks, with strength in our voices in the bond that we seek. Across the fjords where the wild winds sweep, we dance and we rally the promises we keep. The echo.
Oksana Falls is just one of many.
With the shield and the sword, we will hold the line, and the songs of our saga forever will shine. In the shadow of giants, we raise our swords high, pledging our honor as eagles fly. Ancestors guide us through valleys and peaks, with strength in our voices in the bond that we seek.
I continued to explore the West. It's very difficult to film everything, so I had to make a selection. There are so many fjords, mountains, and waterfalls that it was impossible to fit everything into one documentary, no matter how long it was.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Countless waterfalls all around. Amazing country. I'm thrilled. Unbelievable. Ocean on this side, road, mountains and waterfalls. Perfect place for living.
Everyone knows how much I love waterfalls. I hunt them all over the world, and I don't even know the exact number of them I've visited. From the biggest to the smallest, I've seen famous and unknown ones. But I still can't choose the most beautiful. Especially now, because in Iceland there are thousands of them, and they are all beautiful and big and drinkable. On this 1.5-hour trip, I saw at least 50 waterfalls. Incredible. These landscapes and small towns remind me of some scenes in North America, Eastern Canada, and the central states of the USA. However, here there is so much packed into a relatively small space that the entire country deserves to be declared a national park. Literally everywhere you go, the beauty takes your breath away. Imagine a small town on the Atlantic coast, surrounded by bare mountains, a beach and a river that flows into the town with a beautiful waterfall. I am not describing Rivendell from Lord of the Rings. I am describing just one of the many fishing towns in this wonderful country.
What a paradise! What a paradise! One of the famous places in Iceland, the Wizard Head's Mountain. Wizard Head Mountain. Beautiful place.
To finish showing you the west side, I chose this special place. Kirkjufell, a very famous place, is on the list of mandatory appetizers for many visitors. It is well visited for a reason, because the mountain in the shape of Gandalf's hat and the fjord and the waterfall at the foot offer a really special pleasure.
In the forest whispers cold, ancient shadows loom so bold, fires crackle, breathe the night. Song echoes, spirits flight, ever watching darkened trees, feel the presence in the breeze.
Very touristic place, a lot of Chinese tourists around, always, and very popular place. It's interesting, something like Yellowstone in the States.
Welcome to the south of Iceland. Here in ancient times, a giant or troll defended the land from visitors. This part is dedicated to fire, and the first thing I visited here were the natural geysers. Apart from the parking fee of 1,000 kroner, visiting this place is free. It is interesting to say that this geyser constantly shoots hot water into the air, more than all the geysers I have visited in Yellowstone National Park. Here you can stand right next to the geyser, which you cannot do in Yellowstone.
We have snowing.
Goldfoss. Let's see, one of the most popular waterfalls in Iceland.
I continued my journey. I was greeted by snow at my next destination, one of thousands and thousands of waterfalls. This one is known for its strength, so I decided to visit it. Gullfoss, also known as the Golden Falls, is one of Iceland's most famous and beautiful waterfalls. Located in the Icelandic Highlands, it is part of the Golden Circle tourist route. Gullfoss features a two-tiered cascade that drops approximately 32 meters, 105 feet, into a rugged canyon, creating a spectacular and powerful display of nature's beauty. The falls are renowned for their impressive size, stunning double cascade, and the rainbows often visible in the mist on sunny days. Gullfoss is also historically significant as a site of early environmental conservation efforts, helping to preserve Iceland's natural landscape.
I don't know if it's the most popular, but it's definitely one of the most popular Seljaland Foss. Let's check it out. Garlic. You know, Seljaland Foss is actually a couple of waterfalls. This one here, this is the most famous and tallest one. This one here, this one there, and over there is one more. So it's like 4 waterfalls in a row. It's beautiful to see, very interesting. But this one, we can go behind him, what we're gonna do right now.
Seljalandsfoss is a famous waterfall located in Iceland, along the southern coast, near the town of Höfuðsvöllur. It is renowned for its unique feature that allows visitors to walk behind the waterfall, offering a stunning and immersive experience. The waterfall drops approximately 60 meters, 197 feet, from the cliffs of the former coastline, creating a picturesque curtain of water. I knew if I walked behind it I would get wet, but I couldn't resist this beauty, so I did it anyway. I don't regret it at all, because walking behind it and watching that curtain of water is an event that can't be easily forgotten. As I said before, this is a series of waterfalls, each beautiful in its own way. When you leave this place and drive southeastwards, you will see a lots waterfalls visible from the road. Think that if you scratch the ground a little, a waterfall will come out of it. Iceland is incredible.
Like you can see, we walked all the way on the other side. It's a beautiful waterfall. Really, one of the most beautiful I've ever seen. Beautiful waterfall. It's really special. Only bad thing is a lot of people, but you know, everyone wants to see, just like me. We all have the same rights, but beautiful, beautiful waterfall. You can see behind me we are in the line to get under the waterfall. So I need to be a little bit patient.
It was worth waiting in line to see this waterfall. Mother Nature has hidden it beautifully, and it cannot be seen unless you enter the stone embrace that hides it. However, going in and seeing it is a special feeling. But know that you will come out very wet and happy.
Very interesting place.
I continue my journey east, following incredible landscapes, waterfalls, glaciers, sea, rivers, mountains all around.
Over there behind me, you can see one of the biggest waterfalls here, Falls. You know, crowd is in all those waterfalls because the road is very close. It's not very far to walk long distance, so it's suitable for everybody. And for me, that is a plus, because if this is somewhere far away, if you want to get there, you need to squeeze the juice out. That would be a whole different story, because people are lazy, you know. But here, basically, you can draw yourself to the waterfall. It's beautiful, spectacular, but that's a plus for me.
Skogafoss is one of the biggest waterfalls in the country, with a width of 25 meters, 82 feet, and a drop of 60 meters, 200 feet. Due to the amount of spray the waterfall consistently produces, a single or double rainbow is normally visible on sunny days. Visitors can be drenched if they go too near the waterfall, again due to the spray. According to legend, the first Viking settler in the area, Thrasi Thorolfsson, buried a treasure in a cave behind the waterfall. The legend continues that locals found the chest years later, but were only able to grasp the ring on the side of the chest before it disappeared again. The ring was allegedly given to the local church. The old church door ring is now in the Skogar Museum.
Like I told you before, every waterfall is way more beautiful from the bottom than from the top. And we are going down. Long way down, but it's a longer up.
I'm still under the impression of this waterfall. My favorite TV series, Vikings, was filmed here. Now I see why. The place is magical. I was silent in the car and thought about what I had just seen.
My next southern destination is Black Sand Beach. Oh, looking very nice. Look at over there. Wow.
Breathing in the negative ions of clean water and sharing that place with elves and trolls and the debts of the past. Magic. The path took me to a black sand beach, a killer that constantly takes people's lives due to unpredictable waves, the cold ocean, and sea currents that swallow you up and carry you to who knows where. I walked past the beautiful rock formations and marveled at the stupidity of tourists who climbed them to take pictures. Why? Why do we all have the need to do stupid things? Technology has completely distorted us, turning us into vain and selfish freaks who do everything they do to impress others. I was like that myself, so I don't want to judge anyone.
Sneakers waves. A lot of people lost lives here. Look at this. This is natural. Totally natural.
Some believe that these rocks are actually the remains of petrified giant trees that were abundant all over the country in ancient times. I come across these theories more and more often. I don't know what is true, but I don't rule anything out. The truth is that we know very little.
You know, best thing is that you always can find a place like this. And this is a part that is isolated, no tourists. I'm only here. Only one here. And that is the best part of it.
I managed to break away from the tourist-infested part. I walked down the coast, through the wild waves, past several obstacles, and found myself completely alone with the sea threatening me. A cruel coast, but so beautiful that it was hard to tear myself away from it.
You know, maybe you can find it very cruel, brutal, but I find it very beautiful. You can feel the power of the nature, how small we are. Amazing place. I'm really glad that I'm here, that I can film for you. Amazing place.
I always thank the Creator and pray for good people. The peace I felt in this wild place is indescribable.
I'm in Vik. Beautiful little town.
I stopped here because I saw this Viking ship. There are very few of these Viking signs in Iceland, which is a shame. You only have these fragments that remind you of those ancient times. Too bad. If Americans had Viking history, they would make a miracle out of it. Viki Myrdal, Vik, is the southernmost village in Iceland, a vital service center for the region and a popular tourist destination known for its black sand beaches and proximity to the Myrdalsjökull Glacier and the Katla volcano. Located on the main ring road, Vik serves as a key stop for visitors traveling along Iceland's south coast and is near notable sites like Dyrole and the basalt sea stacks of Reynisdranga. Population 639. I was going to make a short segment about the Vikings in this documentary, but when I came to Iceland, I changed my mind. Its inhabitants have turned to tolerance, love, and rainbow colors, so that beautiful Viking history has almost been lost. When I make a documentary about Norway, I will make a segment just about the Vikings. I continue my journey to the east. Maybe something completely unexpected awaits me there. The time had come for me to visit her and thank her. Far from the shore and the ocean lords, I was ready to bow to the protector of this unreal island. Let her guide me through the magic of her creation.
I'm heading south a little bit more, and after that I'm gonna start climbing to the Highlands. Right now I'm in a little town called Hetla. You know those type of trucks, with them you are traveling through the Iceland, especially if you want to go to places like today's place, Highlands, because you need to cross the rivers. Because of that, those trucks have such a huge tires. They look like the monster trucks. Yeah, with those I'm heading to the mountains.
I went a little off the beaten path to visit this magical place. Foss, or Thieves Falls, is a waterfall in the Thjorsá River in southern Iceland, known for its historical role as a site of execution for thieves. Thjorsá is Iceland's longest river, stretching 230 kilometers from the Hofsjökull glacier to the south coast. As a glacial river, it carries large amounts of silt and gravel, forming numerous waterfalls like the voluminous Foss, and is a major source of hydropower for the country. Historical significance is also noted with the island of Arnes, which once hosted an Icelandic thing or assembly.
Look at this place. Hetla, the volcano. The hill, I forgot the name. It is beautiful waterfall in the middle with red all over the rocks.
I continued my journey, crossing rivers with this monstrous car. It is very common here to cross rivers by car in adventures. I slowly entered her embrace. Lady, the one who guards the island from invaders and manages the other protectors.
Oh my god, what a beautiful place. Astonishing beauty. Simply, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. Crazy, crazy beauty.
Icelandic ships, they go freely whatever they want, because there is no predators on Iceland, no wolves, no bears, only fox, and fox cannot kill an animal of this size.
I felt the strong presence of the lady. She was looking at me and deciding which way to go. I crossed hot springs to climb a low mountain, crossed a lava field all the way to a mystical valley surrounded by colorful mountains. I crossed the valley because I saw a waterfall at the other end. The whole time I was crushed under the lady watching my every move.
Now I'm walking through the lava field, surrounded by colorful, like you can see, very colorful mountains. Something similar, but similar, I saw in Peru with Montaña de Arcoiris, aka Rainbow Mountain. It's very similar to those mountains here. And I'm going to that valley over there. I can see the waterfall, we will see the streams and beautiful scenery. I'm thrilled. This is astonishing beauty, and I'm very happy to be here, and I'm very happy that I can film for you.
Fairy tale scenes changed one after another. Trolls slept around me, elves hid in their cities. I was watched by Odin above me and Freya around me. I breathed deeply and felt incredible happiness. The storm passed me by. The day was beautiful. I believe the gods honored me because I showed respect for them, and all my life I protect nature. I protect the lady who protects life.
I saw this tiny waterfall from the distance, from there, on the other side of the valley. And I said to myself, I must come here and be with the waterfall. You know, one of my travel books, the name of that book is Zion. Zion means for me perfect moment. So you don't need nothing. You are perfectly happy. And this is Zion moment. Look at this. Lava field after that valley. Beautiful. Looks very similar to Yellowstone in States. But Iceland is a whole country like this. You know, when they ask me, do you believe in paradise? My answer is always, no, I don't believe. I know that it exists because I was in a paradise many times. Like right now. This is a paradise. Paradise does exist. There is a proof of that.
I left the valley and climbed the surrounding hills. I entered the space where the mountain breathed. Sulfurous fumes were rising from the ground, telling me that I was at its mercy. This is a volcanically active area, and an eruption could happen at any moment. Walking through these areas was a blessing from God, and I continued to soak up every moment. Old lava fields, small canyons with a clear river. The mountains I walked between simply let me pass. I didn't make them angry. If I decided to write a book about Iceland, I would call it In the Company of the Gods. I am not religious. I am not a follower of any organized religion. I respect them all, some more than others. But I have decided to be without limitations when it comes to spirituality. Here, in the bosom of these mountains, under such a sky and with such a nature, I clearly feel the presence of something greater. It does not matter what we call it, but no one should deny the Creator.
Natural hot springs. Ooh, it's very hot. This part is not for swimming. But over there, it's mixed with cold water. It's better. It's mixed, so it's very nice to swim it. Upstream, over there, it's too hot. You cannot put yourself in. Icelandic burger.
I thanked him for everything and continued my adventure.
So if you think that is all, you're wrong. Let us enjoy just a little bit more in those next beautiful sceneries of the Highlands of Iceland. Are you ready to see north? Let's check it out.
I'm going to a part of the country guarded by the griffin, that mythical creature half lion and half eagle that flies over the north and chases away all those who would bring evil to this beautiful land. The north is the part where you can feel the real difference between summer and winter.
Akureyri, the second largest city in all Iceland.
Akureyri, Iceland's capital of the north, is the second largest urban area outside of the Reykjavik capital region, known for its mild climate, vibrant cultural life, and dramatic fjord and mountain scenery. Despite its proximity to the Arctic Circle, its location at the head of the Eyjafjörður Fjord provides shelter from strong winds.
But for many standards, it's just a town. I'm not sure about how many people lives here. Maybe. What I can see, it's around 20 to maximum 30,000 people. But it's nice. It's very nice. It's deep inside the fjord, and the mountains around. Over there is a peak with a snowy peak, and over there is a very high peak. I think it's very beautiful, and you can feel the energy of a community, like small community, that's people helping each other. That's my feeling. I'm not sure about that.
The city seems empty. There is almost no one on the streets, and there are no traffic jams. It seems peaceful, although I think there is a strong depression here during the winter, at least for those who are prone to depression. Anyway, if I had to choose where to live, Reykjavik or here, I would choose here. I somehow like this fjord and the mountains.
Crazy, you can see it over there. There is a waterfall that's coming, falling directly into the sea, into the ocean. This is a fjord. We are very deep inside of the island. This fjord is very long. In that direction over there is open sea, open ocean. But you know, the configuration of the ground, it's like that fjord goes another one. Two waterfalls, they're coming into the sea directly. One is over there a little bit, I don't know if it's gonna see, and one is over there. So those kind of things you cannot see very often everywhere. That waterfall going down directly to the sea. I'm blessed.
Although there are hundreds of beautiful waterfalls in the area, it is very difficult to choose the most beautiful one, or to film them all and put them in this documentary. That's why I chose the most powerful one. Grindavik, a beautiful work of the creator. Power and beauty. Iceland is the kingdom of waterfalls. It is common knowledge that many movies and series have been filmed in this country, one of them being Game of Thrones. The famous line from that series, "Winter is coming," is a reality here. Even though we are in the second half of October, I can feel the cold as the 0 degrees Celsius bite me. I admire every waterfall. The strength, beauty, and life it gives us is admirable. I would rather live without any electricity than with tamed rivers, dams, and destroyed waterfalls. If I could, I would go back in time, live as our ancestors did, without anything from the modern world. Now I wouldn't record this, but I would describe the waterfall I was watching somewhere by the fire. The frozen puddles around the river tell me clearly how cold it is. I don't feel the cold because of the beauty that surrounds me. I don't even feel my age because I feel like a playful boy while jumping over slippery rocks. This is life. This is everything. I decided to wait for the northern lights, but unfortunately my camera couldn't catch them, and clouds from the south covered the sky. The east is protected by a dragon that drove away invaders and evil. Facing Europe, it suffers from cold winds coming from Norway. Isolated and lonely, far away. Since I have so many reasons to return, I decided to leave only fragments of the East in this documentary. I am returning to Iceland to film a dangerous adventure, and I will do it right in the East. I hope that the dragon will protect me, and that I will succeed in doing what I set out to do. For now, enjoy the short scenes, and look forward to the next video that will call for winter. The play of water in all its forms, an adventure under gloomy clouds, walking on eternal ice on a glacier, and swimming in a cold mountain river. Snow and wind, pushing you to the limit of your endurance. After 5 months of living with elves and trolls, the time has come for me to leave this special country. I will remember the cold summer, hot rivers and springs, specific food, iodine from fermented shark, cod in every way, northern lights across the sky, strong wind, frostbite on the cheeks, admiration of volcanoes that belch lava. All that together enriched me as a person. And of course, now I have a clearer picture of this country and its people. Listen to my final conclusion. Before that, let's fly over nature a little. Let's be like the raven that sits on Odin's shoulder. I drive towards the president's house. There is no guard or security, no pompous walls, sophisticated cameras and ready special forces. That's a president to my taste. That is Iceland. I lived a Spartan and minimalist life here. I wanted to experience the people, the customs, the food, and everything that makes this country, this island, special. I made my own conclusions because that is only possible if you live in a place. A tourist visit was never enough for me. I like to live in a country so that I can be as realistic as possible when I talk about it. I worked with Icelanders and foreigners, shared living space with them, listened and took notes. Iceland is special, I would say very organized, tame and safe. It wouldn't be said that they are descendants of Vikings. They are now a people who are too tolerant for my taste. Trained, ate stinky shark and enjoyed the cold rainfall. Enjoyed everything. Of course, there are things you have to get used to.
Yeah, of course that I see many rainbows in my life, but never like here in Iceland. I think because of that, they are very tolerant and open to everything. So this is just one of hundreds that I see during my time here. And it's 2:50. I don't have a watch, but it's around 2:00 a.m. Maybe 2:15 a.m. in the morning. Look at the sunlight. I mean sunlight, daylight. Look at the daylight. So we are in a period when we don't have a night at all. We have 24 hours of day, and I really love that. I was thinking like before I came here, or maybe I have a problem with sleeping. None. I don't even put the curtains on my windows. Nothing. You know, I have daylight 24 hours and I sleep like a baby.
As in every country, here too, I like some things more and some less. Dried fish, for example, I like it very much. I must say that I expected more Viking culture and pride in it. More Odin, Thor, Loki, Freya, and other gods. However, as in other countries, the old have been replaced by the new.
You know, like all countries, Iceland have plus and minus. And I'm here. I'm not done with this country, not yet, because I still need to see some other places. But after several months living here, I think I have a clear perspective what kind of country is this. And I can say, I will start with the pluses. Beautiful, beautiful and unique scenery. Nature is astonishing. You know, waterfalls, water quality. Wow, I cannot stop drinking this water. This is the best drinking water, fresh water in the world, for sure. Organization
it seems to me that everything works just fine. You know, the people, the job, the salary, the cost of living, everything is harmonized and working just good, just fine. And you know, climate, for some it's minus, for some it's plus. For me it's neutral, because what you can expect of polar climate. This is not a tropical, this is not Mediterranean, this is not even continental climate. This is pure polar climate. So the weather is changing very often. The summer here is like a winter in Dalmatian coast. So it's never too warm. Some fragments, I would say, you know, during the year you have the nice warm weather, but basically a lot of time it's raining, snowing, or windy. It's very windy. So the climate is good for me because, you know, I'm used to that, because I know what winter is, and it doesn't matter that I live in tropics right now, the climate is okay. You know, you're in Iceland, you cannot expect here to be like in Canary Islands. Of course it's not. The minuses, the biggest minus of this country is it's extremely and full, you know, it's, I don't even want to say, but I will be polite. It's extremely expensive country. The more expensive country in the whole world for me, and I've been everywhere. What else? It's a minus here. I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe long night period and long day period, which is for me it's not a big problem. Long day I like because you have a lot of time. So if you work like 11 hours a day, which is normal shift here, you still have a time because everything is like this, you know, it's the daytime. So you can, middle of the night you can do fishing, you can do whatever you want, or hiking or blah blah. But opposite of that, during the winter time you have nothing of light. It's one period like all dark, you know, long darkness. So the people are forced to live in the darkness, to stay at home watching television or go to gyms or swimming pools and stuff like that. But you know, for me that part is minus and the long day is a plus. So I'm divided, you know. And the rest of the year, you know, that between those two parts, those two periods are normal. You know, you have changing day and night like normal in other countries. So that's it. I think I said all pluses and all minuses. And you know, coldness, wind, snow, rain, stuff like that, it's plus for me.
Iceland is a beautiful country with good but cold people. Regardless of coming here as a tourist or intending to live here, remember one thing: respect native people. If you want to live, learn their language, fit into society. They are a small country with a great history and culture, and help that culture and language to be preserved.
In which country I'm gonna film next? I have no idea.